Welcome back to Loan Officer Success Partner. I'm your host, Devin Dubuque, and man, I've got a returning guest and just a rock star, man. One of my best friends in the industry. You know him, you'll love him, Nate Carver. Welcome back, brother.
Hey, Devin, it's good to see you. A lot cooler than our last podcast that we did.
The last one was great though, man. If you guys didn't get it, you should go back and look at the history on YouTube for sure. You can see it. We did a little skit with some bees. You're a bee farmer.
Yeah, bee farmer,
loan officer,
veteran, gardener, fisherman.
Yeah, man, just jack of all trades. A lot of sea bearing, man. Like you like to get out on the sea, right?
Yeah. He came out to the farm and we did a podcast out there, and
our cameraman got stung. Kate, you're good on this one. Yeah, there's no bees here today, so
yeah, you're safe. And that was.
Did you bring a kid today?
No, that's the live action.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, first person. If they do something crazy back there, the first person that reaches out to me, I'll buy them coffee.
Oh, I like that. That. Let's double that up.
Maybe
man.
A pastry if they're
you get the coffee, I'll get the pastry from Granny's. We'll get a gift certificate of Granny's. How about that?
There you go.
Yeah. So comment about the kid in the background. If you know who she is, hey, just put it in the comments.
Please.
Hey, man. But we've got some big news, man. You have recently made a big change, and
that's right.
You came and joined the Premier family, brother.
That's right. I joined Premier Lending about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying getting to meet everybody.
Yeah,
and
100%.
And building a mortgage business with Premier Lending partnering and having them power my own personal podcast.
My man. Let's talk about that. What's the podcast called? I know the name, but let's get it out there.
Yeah, so my podcast is Between Two Doors, and we are a real estate podcast. It's client facing.
Yeah.
So I get the realtor on, and I get the realtor's sphere of influence.
I love it.
As third party guest, and so then it's the realtor, me, and whoever they want.
Yeah.
That's like anybody in their community that helps.
That's
ultimately
fantastic.
It gives that third party some advertising,
a voice,
and a voice to whatever it is they do.
What they do,
whether
exactly.
A business owner or a charitable organization, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is.
I think that's all what this is all about, man. I think you started yours for a lot of the similar reasons. It's empowering people, helping other people connect with the people they need to know, right?
Yeah.
You're somebody people need to know if they're in the lending, they're in the interest of finding a new lender, or if they're an agent looking for somebody they can trust, somebody that knows the guidelines inside and out, right? But then our agent partners have their vendors that people should know too. And and so you're empowering your agents, and your agents are empowering their partners, and round it goes, right?
Yeah, and it creates a lot of original content that all the AIs are hungry for.
Yeah.
Google's hungry for all of that. And so I'm able to get that real estate agent and myself in front of this other person's sphere of influence, and vice versa. And so they're fantastic conversations.
Yeah.
And with my realtor partners, it's all origin stories about who they are and their passion and what they love doing. And then we do that with the small business owner that real estate agent knows, or the charity CEO that she knows, or their first time home buyer. I was like, let's get one of your favorite clients on here and talk to them.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of neat opportunities with that, and so that's actually a year old now that I've been doing that.
Congratulations,
podcast.
man!
Neat.
Yeah, no, it is neat. Between Two Doors, by the way, Between Two Doors. If you didn't catch that, and go like, subscribe. Check out Nate's channel. You should definitely do that. We'll make sure to have the credentials down in the description, and we'll run some links across the screen if you're watching on this one. And again, if you know who that kid is, make sure you comment so we can get you some free pastries and coffee. Compliments of Nate Carver and Devin Dubuque. Going back to talking about, your guests and the people that you're bringing on, I do something similar.
Yeah.
You know that. I've got a real estate podcast as well, the Real Estate Success Partner, and we bring on agents across the country as well. And, telling those origin stories, man, I got to tell you something. There's something inspiring about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you hear this too, but I have people that reach out to me from time to time that are like, I started listening to your podcast. Man, it is so inspiring. They're like, I thought it was going to be just about mortgage, but it's not about mortgage, about being a good person and doing the
Yeah,
right thing and like, just helping people. And do you find the same thing with yours?
I do, and when I make that offer to a real estate
Yeah.
agent to be a guest, they dismiss their origin story,
Mm,
and I was like, let's think about that. One,
yeah.
I can pull that out of them,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
it's just a conversation between two friends,
Yeah.
and you know, there's someone I would until I've met someone. I got a real estate agent partner, for example. They're big into tattoos, like a lot of tattoos.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do a podcast. Let's talk about your tattoos. What are you that? What's the origin of
Yeah.
that?
What do they mean?
How'd you
Yeah.
get into real estate? And
Right.
then I said, I guarantee you, somebody's gonna out there is gonna be intrigued by this.
Yeah.
And who knows? It may be someone with a lot of tattoos.
It might
They have
be.
found a like-minded person,
That's it.
and
100%.
and then it's out there, and
It
so
is.
that's really that is the centerpiece of my podcast,
Yeah.
and out of that it just grows into their sphere, and
Yeah. That's
yeah,
great.
so everybody's got a story,
They do.
and it's worth knowing, and not and I always say people don't really necessarily know what your job is
That's
or your
right.
career move,
That's right.
especially. I mean, 'cause that's not how I'm friends with people.
Yeah.
It's on a personal
Right.
relationship, and
When you should be, right?
yeah,
Yeah. They were in the relationship business. So
and they'll forget that you do real
fill in the
estate.
blank.
They'll
Right.
fill in the
Exactly.
blank, and
Yeah.
so let's get a story out there about who you are and
Mm.
connect it to your real estate
I love that, man.
business.
You know what's funny is, I do the podcast and I do a lot of the stuff on social and I'm out there.
Yeah,
But again, you talk about people not always knowing. Just today, it's literally happened right before this podcast. I put a post out there, and it's funny because the post had nothing to do with real estate. It was, hey, you're given $100,000.
yeah,
You can't invest it. You have to spend it on something that's tangible. You can't give it away, which, again, love to be able to give it away or put it into something that's tangible for an investment. But that was the form of the post, right?
hmm,
What are you buying, right? And one of the gentlemen pops on there who I've known since childhood, right?
yeah,
And should probably know that I'm in mortgage because I'm talking about it all the time.
right,
And his post was, I take the $100,000 towards a down payment on a house,
mm,
right? Funny how that works, right?
yeah,
Now all of a sudden we've got engagement with somebody, and it's like, hey, you know what? If you really do want to buy a house, I can help you. And guess what? You might not need the $100,000,
that's not bad.
But you're right. At the end of the day, you never know who's watching and what they're going to connect with. He didn't connect with my mortgage stuff.
Yeah,
He connected with just a fun question about how would you spend $100,000 if you were given it, right? Little Brewster's Millions, so to
yeah,
speak. So. But I love that you talk about the origin story because Nate, I know a little bit about yours, but I'd love to connect with you on your origin story.
okay.
Let's talk about where you from originally.
So originally, East Milton, Florida, which
Yeah.
is just east of
Milton.
Pensacola. Yeah, just east of Milton, Florida. And so grew up on Ward Basin Road, which was the
Yeah.
floodplain. And I
Okay.
guess it still is the floodplain, but
Yeah.
anyway, so that's where I grew up and moved to Texas
Yeah.
when I guess second grade
Okay.
up to Sherman, Texas, and so I would go back and forth between Northwest Florida.
In
I've got some
Sherman,
land
Texas.
over in Crestview, Florida, so I'm always going back to the Florida area.
Yeah.
And grew up here. Went to college out in Abilene, Texas,
Okay.
at Hardin Simmons University. I forgot. Go
Hardin Sim-
Cowboys! it's been 20.
We are in
years.
Dallas,
I
so
know, right?
we should probably remember the Cowboys.
Abilene out west, right? So, well, I was trying to think what's their. They got a symbol.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's the gun.
There it
Pistol.
is.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Kim, I had to think about.
You're
that.
gonna hear about that.
I am, and I got my degree. Graduated. Lordy have mercy.
Yeah.
And then joined the military again.
did.
So
Yeah,
I did
you did.
I did the military twice, but
Yeah.
after 9/11, I went back into the military,
Yeah.
picked up my commission as an officer, and I served for a total of 15 years,
Yeah.
and stepped out of the military back into the civilian
Yeah.
world, and
Well, I've told you before a lot, man, but I'm gonna say it again, man. Thank you for your service.
You were worth it. You were.
But more than that, man, I know some of the things you've actually done and some of the people that you saved, brother. So, like, again,
Yeah.
like, thank you, Nate.
Oh,
Right?
you're,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, and I know you don't take compliments easy, right?
Nah,
You know, but you deserve to hear it, man, because you truly are, somebody that's gone out there and put your ass on the line
yeah. Yeah,
for all the right reasons, man. So,
it
thank you
was
for
an
that.
adventure.
Yeah.
It's like,
But you didn't stop saving people, just in the military. You've been doing that, even outside of your
yeah.
service career.
Yeah.
There's a special story I know about you and some things that you've done as well. And I don't know if we want to go down that rabbit hole today, but
I'll talk a little bit about it.
yeah,
So when I got out of the military, I took a break from life.
yeah.
Or career, not life. But that's not right. I took a break
Tell
from
me how you did that, man.
career.
Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't know. I don't think that's legal. So I took I got out right when the market or the economy was really rough, and
Yeah.
so finding a career was not easy, and so I took up Ubering.
Yeah.
And I was living in Florida
Yeah.
in the vacation area.
Yeah.
And so I just started Ubering, and 3.5 years later, I was still Ubering.
Meeting some really interesting people.
Meeting some really interesting people,
Yeah.
a lot of really cool
Got an
people.
investment out of that at one point in time. I knew
Got
that.
an investment. That's how I came to the lending world. My last Uber passenger was a mortgage. He owned a bank here in Addison.
Okay.
And he was like, come check this thing out. And he goes, go get your mortgage license. I'll make you. And he told me how much he'd help me make the first year. And so I went and got my license.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I would drive late at night.
Yeah.
Stumbled my way into, I guess, the trafficking, and saw some patterns that just set
Yeah,
up.
you're
a red
out on the
flag.
streets and you're seeing certain things that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're intuitive because of your military training, right? And some of the things that you've done in your background.
yeah, and those
Yeah.
things stood out to
They
me.
did, yeah.
So, ended up uncovering a trafficking ring,
Yeah.
and
Saving somebody.
rescuing a girl.
More than one people in the long run, but
Yeah.
immediately one person.
The immediate
right.
person
Yeah.
was a girl that I'd picked up with the help of some others. I picked her up at a hospital and got her to a safe house.
Yeah.
And that just kind of that was a life-changing thing for
Yeah.
me, because
Yeah.
I mean you hear about stuff, but
You
then
do.
when you actually experience things like that, so that's become a significant part of my charity that I
Well, that's what I was going to say, because we can flash forward that to today, but we're skipping out the mortgage side of it, like how you were able to start the charity, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how right.
Yeah.
So, um, I think God gave me a calling into the mortgage industry and opened
Yeah.
up some doors for me. And
Yeah. So your last Uber driver or drive is a guy who says get your license.
yeah, there's a guy
Yeah.
named Ron Fountain.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
My
And
man. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're blessed to have this guy over here. So
yeah,
bless
it's-
you. Yeah.
and so I stepped into the mortgage world and just fell in love with what I do,
Yeah.
and what I'm able to do for people, for home buyers, for people, first time home buyers, for veterans.
Yeah. You're still
And,
saving people.
investors and all that.
Yeah.
It's exciting and it's life changing to become a homeowner,
Yeah.
and accumulate the investment properties.
Long-term wealth and real estate.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time, right? We don't want to bore people with that, but there's long-term wealth in real estate.
There
And
is.
That's what makes this career so rewarding, is being able to lead people to opportunities that help them build generational wealth. Right?
There is, and it was like, well, how do I do more of this? So I figured that out. Got some coaching,
Yeah.
and met some wonderful people that are still in
No
my
question
life.
about it.
How I
man.
met you,
100%.
and with that taught me how to grow a mortgage business
Yeah.
for myself,
Yeah.
and that income has enabled an opportunity to start making some financial commitments
That's
to rescue organization.
Yeah.
And what they're doing to pull people out or rescue people,
That's right.
women, children, boys
Yeah.
and girls, out of the sex trafficking industry that is huge in the United States.
It is.
and give them new lives.
Yeah.
And so that's very important to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I do.
let's talk about that, right? So if you're a homeowner and you're thinking about who do I connect with for all the right reasons, not only will Nate help you get into your home, but he's donating a portion of his proceeds to this organization that's helping
Yeah,
save people, right? And this
yeah,
is real thing, right? This isn't to get your attention and go, oh, I got to do business with Nate because he's a good person. He's going to take great care of you.
yeah.
But just know, as a reward to that, somebody else is getting saved, right? And I think
That's right.
that's really important, man. So, again, thank you for your service, even outside of the military, right? You're still out there saving lives, brother, and like that's a special thing, man. And you need to be acknowledged. And I know you have been acknowledged, but you deserve it,
Yeah.
brother. You are you're a true American hero, brother.
What? That's too much. You're laying it on thick. I appreciate that.
Oh man, no.
Well, I get
No.
embarrassed.
No,
So
it's okay. It's okay though, Nate. Because sometimes it's hard, especially for the real good people out there, to take a compliment.
Yeah.
And that just speaks even louder volume to your character, brother.
Yeah, I
So,
appreciate that.
yeah.
I feel better.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel better.
Well,
Personally, there's a psychological thing there where you do something for somebody else and
I don't
you
disagree
want
with you.
them to feel great. But
Yeah.
I feel being the giver of whatever. I don't know how to put all that into words.
I know what
It's
you mean,
confusing.
and I think our audience knows what
There
you
you
mean,
go.
man. There's something about leading with a giving heart, and how much
Yeah.
more rewarding it is than a paycheck, right?
Yeah,
Like
better
we have
give
to have
than receive.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like it. Well, we have to make money to survive, right? And I
Well,
tell
yeah.
people all the time, like, ultimately, like, making money is important so that we can live a life,
Oh,
right?
sure.
Like, we have to be able to take care of ourselves, support ourselves financially, but giving back to help other lives is what's really special, right?
Yeah.
Having that ability to do that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, killer, man. So we know that you got in this space,
Yeah.
and we know you got over here for all the right reasons, right? And again, I'll give a shout out to the coaching program, right? That led us together, man. I mean, at the end of the day, Marketing Animals, Carl White, Steve Kyles, right?
Yeah.
These guys, Frank Ray, they
Oh,
did
yeah.
a lot of stuff to help you and I connect and build a lot of the things that you and I are doing today. And despite our current relationship, my current relationship, right? I still have a lot of respect for everything that I gained through that coaching platform, and you and I wouldn't be sitting here side by side
Yeah.
if it wasn't for them, right? So flash forward to today,
Okay.
right? What are you doing, man? Like, what's
Oh. Well, so I farmed out a bunch of stuff to get branding and
yeah,
logos and websites and all that stuff taken care of. So I don't be the wrong person for that.
well, yeah. I mean,
And
at the end of the day, you got to stay focused on the things that
yeah,
are going to move the needle for you. And while you need those things, it doesn't mean it's you personally that
That's
needs to be the
right.
person doing it.
So I
Yeah.
cleared that deck, and then I make a lot of calls. I spend a good portion of each day, at least 2 hours on the phone, talking to real estate agents,
Yeah.
building those relationships, and then I spend a good chunk of my day talking to homeowners, first time home buyers, aspirational people wanting to get
Yeah.
a home that maybe they're not quite ready, but they need a good mortgage
Right.
plan to get mortgage ready.
Yeah.
Um,
It takes time.
it does,
Yeah.
So one of the things I do when I'm not doing everything else is gardening, and it is a nice for me. It's delayed gratification lesson every year for me because
Yeah.
you start in the dead of winter when everything is dormant,
Yeah.
and gray, and cold, and you start with the seed that's teeny tiny,
Yeah.
and then here at 1st of June, I'm reaping a harvest.
The bloom. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that process to get to where you can go out and gather up vegetables or fruit
Yeah.
takes some time.
It does.
And, in a world where you've got to have something now, even buying a home, I mean, the quickest I've ever helped someone buy a home was 10 days, but generally it's 30
Yeah.
plus or minus. But sometimes it takes 3 months or
does.
6 months
It
or a
does.
year and a half. But the journey's worth it if you
It
can.
is.
The end goal, getting to that recovers whatever the issue is,
Yeah.
getting your FICO scores, your debt nailed down, and all
Yeah.
that good stuff. Building those plans for people and getting them to a home is enter into a home, whether it's in 10 days, 30 days, or a year
That's
and a
it.
half from now.
It doesn't matter.
It's their journey.
Yeah,
They're not
that's right.
competing against anybody.
Yeah.
It's just their journey, and I'm
Well,
happy to be a part of that.
it goes back to your roots in farming, right?
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know what it takes to harvest something.
Yeah.
And ultimately, some things take a little bit longer than
Yeah.
others to get ready, and that's okay, because you're ready to meet people wherever they are on their journey.
That's right.
Whether they're ready right now or
Yeah.
whether they do need all that long-term preparation to really get themselves there, because your whole mission in life is to make people homeowners.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what it takes, nature there side by side with them.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's what I see, man. I see like Nate marching through the jungle, with, two people who are a little battered, a little worn, and like they feel like maybe they can't get free too. Right.
Yeah.
And Nate's there to like, chop down the trees and lead the way and like
Yeah.
get them to freedom. Right.
That's right. I just okay. So the world's changed a lot.
Yeah.
So lenders don't really meet their homeowners very often.
Right.
Because it's all digital.
It
And
is,
It's,
yeah.
it's online. It's on the phone.
That's how we're meeting you guys right now.
Yeah. But I helped a girl and her husband, first time home buyers. It took them a year and 3 months to get mortgage ready and
Wow.
closed on a home.
Yeah.
They bought their home in August, so they're almost a year. First time, almost a year in their home.
That's awesome.
She is a waitress at a Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Up in North Texas.
Yep.
And I walk in there. I've only seen her photo on a driver's license.
Right.
She knew who I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she comes up. She's, oh my God, Mr. Carver, blah blah blah. It's like, Mr. Carver, that's my dad. And so I was like,
I
it's
bet your
Nate.
dad too.
It's-
Nice, he's a great guy.
Yeah. And so I was like, let's, Nate. And then I saw her name tag, and I was like, oh my
God.
gosh, because she has a very unique name. And so
Yeah.
then it finally clicked for me because
This is the person
This
I
is-
helped get in their home.
yeah, and anyway, so we've connected well after her buying her house, and we got talking about the garden
Yeah.
scenario and how happy she is with her home. Got
Right.
kids and they're all doing fantastic. And I was like, I've got this garden. Tell me what you like to eat.
Yeah.
And so she told me, and I was like, well, I had picked a mountain of turnips.
I remember your post.
Yeah, I mean, a mountain of turnips. It was 3 feet tall. It's just a pile of, for those of you who don't like turnips, I don't know what's wrong.
I
with
love
you, but-
turnips, man. I put them in a stew, but
Yeah, put them in a stew. There's
Yep.
a couple, yeah. And so I'm going to deliver her some vegetables a lot. She doesn't know. She doesn't know she's about to get a whole lot of stuff. But anyway, that's the kind of relationship I have.
So buy a house,
with
get some
my
turnips,
clients.
maybe some honey, because Nate also works
Yeah.
with honeybees. But I want to talk about that real quick. Is this something that you want from the lender that you're working with? Do you want to know that they are going to not stop after the transaction,
Yeah.
right? That they're going to be there for you and be there, for your family and your generations. I mean, I think that's what this business is all about,
Yeah.
And I do think that, we've got some shift happening right now in this industry
Oh,
where,
sure.
some of these big box lenders are going to provide services that allow for people to get things without having to a human being. That's going to appeal to some people. But what about that waitress, that worked for Roadhouse, that wasn't mortgage ready, that couldn't go online and log in and get qualified for a mortgage without your help? Those people are going to need you. you know? And that's what we got to remember is that it's not just about instant gratification sometimes, because some people can't obtain instant gratification. It's
Right.
so far out of reach for them,
Yeah, and their housing needs will change as
That's it.
their family and income matures and grows. That first time home buyer will upgrade to a bigger home.
That's right.
Different home, different location, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe want to invest in second home as investment properties, what have
No
you.
question.
Because they're on that trajectory now.
They are.
Someone.
Well, now there's somebody to give them education.
That's right.
To show them how you could actually not only own one, you could own multiple, and you could start building a portfolio.
Yeah.
So that when you retire, you have wealth.
It's funny. I see this on my initial call with someone that's looking to buy a home is they see lenders as the bank. And that's for all the stereotypes that
Right.
is. Earned, sure. So me too. I look at banking the same way everybody else does.
Yeah.
And But then you bridge this gap from they thinking you're an adversary to
Right.
them getting a home to realizing that the mortgage lender, like their real estate agent partner, is their advocate, and
That's
that
right.
I take a fiduciary
You
responsibility to
do.
give them the best.
Yeah.
I find out exactly what they're looking for, meet their needs, and
Yeah.
all of that, and
Yeah.
can present to them a pathway to that. That
So
becomes
important.
relational at that point,
It does.
and that I carry that on well beyond closing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, figuring out who they are, and by the time you get to closing, I think a lender and a real estate agent would know their now homeowner
Yeah.
personally, and and as those lives grow and mature, those other opportunities will present themselves.
They do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's my approach. It's relational. The transaction is in there somewhere,
Yeah.
but it is genuine. It's authentic relationship.
100%.
But it served me well
Yeah.
in
Well,
life.
it served you well, but it served your clients well. You
Yeah.
know, your customers become family, and they know they can lean into Nate when they need something, and
Yeah.
your partners become their partners. We talked about that earlier on, where bringing your agent partners on and then letting their partners come on, and that's one thing that I think people have to understand when you're talking about real estate. Your loan officers and your agents, they have networks of people to help you, right?
Hmm.
So when it comes time to fix that leaky faucet, or install a new addition to the house, or work on something that you just don't know the right call for, they can call you.
Yeah.
And if you don't have somebody for that service, you can call the agent, and that agent's going to have a network of people that are now your people, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're buying into when you're working with the right teams or the right people. It's all those relationships, right?
Yeah.
That you get behind it. And when it's transactional, there's no relationships, right? Like
Yeah.
they may have relationships, you wouldn't know anything about them because they're not going to tell you, But when it's relational and they need to call you and ask you a question about their escrow account, you're probably going to be able to pick up the phone and help them guide with the right answers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. Can we talk? I guess maybe what we're doing for realtors.
Yeah, let's shift gears, man.
All right. Yeah. I feel like there's something there I was just thinking about, and at Premier Lending, or through Premier Lending, and what I'm doing.
Yeah,
We do the podcast
we
and all
do.
of that, and as you do too. I just had a win today with a real estate agent. I use MoveTube,
Yeah, you do.
and
Great program. Shout out
yeah,
to the guys over at MoveTube, right?
it's
Yeah.
it's my favorite tool
Yeah.
with agents, real estate agents that have listings.
Yes.
And their slogan is "List with me, I'll get your home on TV." I had a real estate agent call me yesterday, and she's a real estate partner of mine. She sent me a lead,
Right.
got them qualified, so I called her back, and I was like, "Hey, I've got your buyer qualified. Great couple, well qualified. 300,000. That's their cap. That's the max they can afford."
That's it.
And she's like, "Oh, that's great. I got some amazing news for you." And I thought she'd be ecstatic about
Yeah, they're getting them ready to go, right? Yeah.
And she was, but she was more happy that she had just completed a listing presentation with the client, our homeowners. And she said she was like one of several
Yeah.
that were
They
presented
were
to
interviewing.
them.
Yeah, they were interviewing
the
for
real estate agent.
their agent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
and
smart to do, by the way.
and that she did her presentation, and then she said, "Let me tell you what we're going to do to get your house sold.
Yeah.
National exposure.
Yeah.
We're going to get you a TV commercial, and across all social media platforms. You're going to build
That's it.
every streaming TV platform.
100%.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
The homeowner, the husband, perked up. She said, "Yeah, he perked up. He was glazed over on everything else, but he perked up on that TV commercial."
Yeah.
And at the end of that, she said, "Okay, would you like for me to be your listing agent?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Absolutely." They canceled everybody else that
Amen.
was scheduled to the realtor appointments.
Yeah.
And she's got that listing.
huge.
That was a $700,000 listing for
fantastic.
that real
Yeah.
estate. So there's $1 million right there.
Yeah.
Plus she's getting the referral fee. So they're moving to Florida, and I was like, I happen to know somebody that's licensed in Florida.
Yeah.
Me.
You.
And so
Funny how that
I was
works.
like, I'm licensed in Texas and Florida, a
Yeah.
couple other Alabama, Tennessee, and Colorado.
Yeah.
And I was like, I happen to be licensed in Florida. She said, I'll introduce you to them. I was, yeah, tell them this is the loan officer that got them the TV commercial.
Oh, look at
Um,
that, man.
or made that happen. And so anyway, completely RESPA compliant.
It
But
is.
so anyway, so there's that introduction,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna earn that. I hope to earn that business, but I will be introduced to their buying agent in
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Florida.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, so there's an
huge.
opportunity, a lot of
Yeah.
neat opportunities. There's like
Well,
multiple paychecks for her.
I think we talk about that real quick, because if you're an agent and you're tuning into this, right,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? Well, do you have a loan officer that's supporting you, right?
Yeah.
And supporting you in all the ways, again, not that it's an advertisement for Nate, but it is an advertisement for Nate because Nate's doing amazing things out there, but getting your listing on TV, like, that could be that little icing on the cake that really wins your client over, right?
Yeah.
And, this is a tool that's being provided by you towards them for free, doesn't cost them anything, does cost you something.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, it's well worth it because we're providing a great service. And now the agent gets the client on TV, client perks up, now has multiple opportunities. You have multiple opportunities. And man, I think it's a great program. I got to tell you, just you reminded me of something when you were telling that story. And I think this is for our buyers out there too. Interviewing your agents, right? And making sure that you have an agent that's truly working for you. So I just had a recent experience, and if the agent that did this is listening in, I apologize, but I got to bring this up, right? So, friend of mine, somebody that I've known for a long time, in my hometown, got a property out there that I purchased from mother. She passed away, and so now we're putting it out on the market. Well, it's set on the market for a little too long, and I just out of sight, out of mind, right? And genuinely, just assumed that this person was doing a great job marketing the home.
Sure.
And so finally, we get a letter from the city that our yard's not been mowed,
Oh no.
and that it's literally they take pictures. It's almost 3 foot tall in the backyard, right? And so we reach out. Hey, we're like, how did we not know this, right? You just had an open house here. Like, how did you do an open house with 3 foot tall grass in the backyard?
Yeah.
Right. This doesn't make sense. So hey, sorry, we're gonna have to cancel this listing with you and move on to somebody else. So I did my fair share of interviews with the next one. Didn't
Yeah.
use MoveTube, but I found somebody that I knew was qualified, right? And literally within 2 days, she'd been to the property, told me all the things that were wrong with it, all the reasons as to why it wasn't moving, right? And in addition to that, talked about her plan to get it marketed and get it back on the market and get it looked at, right? And so within 5 days, not only did she tell me how to prep the property, but had all of her relationships, like we talked about before, who come out and help get the property groomed and ready to go. But also explains to me one of the reasons that it's not listing is because when we put the home on the market, it was unique at that point in time. But since then, there's a new construction program that's come up, or locations come up. They have homes that are actually 400 square foot bigger that are brand new. They're selling at the exact same price point as to where mine was marketed. Now, you think somebody's going to buy a pre-owned home or a brand new home when they're at the exact same price point and 400 square foot better with an extra bedroom?
Yeah, they're gonna.
She knew her market. She knew what she was doing. So what does she do? She takes it. We list it where it probably needed to be listed, and we put it on TikTok, Facebook, all the social platforms, open houses. Working with the right partner is so important, right? The
Yeah.
failure for your lender to perform could cost you thousands of dollars. The failure for your agent partner to perform could cost you thousands of dollars. In this
Sure.
case, it did. I've made multiple mortgage payments, and a very small amount of those are going to principal. I've been making payments towards gas and electric, right, on the
Sure.
property, and I'm not living in this home, right? And it's set on the market for far too long. So, guys, using tools like this, like MoveTube, right,
Yeah.
which is what you're using, and selecting the right lender partner and the right agent partner, even if I'm in the industry, right?
Yeah.
And know that your relationships are the ones that are going to get you to the finish line.
So, this is a question I'm going to start asking my real estate agent partners is, and probably any real estate agent is, really, what is your lender doing for you? Your loan officer, that loan officer,
That's right.
there's a lot of stuff out there to be done.
Yeah.
I think, but there's busy work and there's things that really help
Move the needle.
move the needle, help real estate agents grow their business,
Yeah.
free up their time, help
That's
them
it.
make more money. Um, that's something I'm gonna dig into.
Yeah.
'Cause I talk to a lot of real estate agents.
I know
Have
you
a
do.
lot of
Yeah.
conversations, and
Yeah.
I really want to know because I don't know if real estate agents know that loan officers. So our loan officers have dropped dramatically
They have.
nationwide. There was
Yeah.
180,000. It's
Yeah.
now it's a lot less than 100,000. I hear it's going to be a lot closer to
It's going to continue to
60.
move down. Yeah.
So the ones that are remain are working.
They are.
They have volume units, books of business,
That's it.
or they're in what I call chop shops.
Yeah.
And they just answering the phone and you're passing
Right.
what do real estate agents look at lenders and go, what value is this person bringing to
To
my
my
business?
business. Yeah.
They may not know what a lender can bring to her. And I'm not talking about loans,
Yeah.
products.
No.
Everybody's got products.
Right.
That's papers and numbers. That's
If you can't
boring.
get that right, get out.
Yeah, you shouldn't be a lender.
Get out.
You get out. But I'm talking about what is a real estate agent able to do? Like, do they have mortgage coach?
Yeah.
Do they have MoveTube?
Yeah.
Is that lender afraid to pick up the phone? Because there are a lot of lenders that are afraid to
Are they
pick
going to
up
touch the
phone.
lead and touch the partner? Right?
Yeah. Do they call you
Follow up.
and keep you informed
That's it.
on a transaction? Not even just a transaction, informed on the lead.
Are
that
they an order taker
Yeah.
or are they actually helping your client get to their needs, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's important too.
Yeah.
Did they pick up the phone? The client said, "This is what I want, and here's what it is."
Yeah.
Or do they actually take the time to listen to the client's needs and walk them through opportunities that are going to be the best for them?
Right. Because that kind of partnership, there are partnerships that can help real estate agents and it not cost them,
That's it.
and vice versa. I mean,
Well, hold on. If they don't have that partnership, it is costing them.
Well, yeah,
They just don't know it yet.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is very true. So anyway, that's something I look at, or I think about the value add that I bring to.
Yeah.
First off, I'm the value add. That's how I approach it.
Yeah.
But then let me show you the tools that I'm not just going to give you. These are
That's
the tools that I'm using to help grow your business.
That's it.
And take care of your client. The way I see it, the real estate agent is my
client.
Yeah,
That's
mine.
it.
Yeah, and so I'm taking care of that relationship. So that's what.
Well, that's, Dan, I love that you said that because that's exactly, and I knew that was your philosophy. It's exactly the way I look at it too. Is like, you boots on ground. You're out there working directly with agents. You're out there working directly with the clients. Those are your customers, right?
Mhm.
And it is your job to give them value, right?
Yeah.
And if you're not, you should fire yourself, right? You should literally fire yourself. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But from a leadership side of the business, because that's where my role lies into.
Mhm.
You're my customer, right? And if I'm not bringing you value,
Yeah.
you didn't fire me, right? So
Yeah.
I think that goes not just to the agents out there, but it also should go to the loan officers out there, right? If you're working for a company and you're not getting anything from them, it's all, what are you bringing to me? You might want to reevaluate the person that you're actually working with.
Yeah.
And is this a good relationship for me? Is this going to bring me value? And I think, that's a big part of the reason as to why we aligned. Is there certain things you were looking for from the vendor the business you were going to work for and represent, right? And I think that's one thing Premier Lending does offer, right? Is we bring value to our originators because you're our customers,
Right.
and we want to make sure that you have the tools that are necessary to get out there and be successful at everything that you do.
I agree. I'm very optimistic about the market. I'm very optimistic about real estate in general.
Yeah.
I work with some wonderful real estate agents.
You do. You've got a great
And
great group of partners.
yeah, and it's fantastic. And that's growing this year.
Yeah.
This year, I will be launching or expanding. So the new title right
Yeah.
now. I'm a branch manager, but I'm managing one person. And he's awful. He's awful. It's me. So I get to manage me. But this year I'll be growing the
That's
branch.
what it's all
And
about, man. Yeah.
to me, I am so looking forward to that because that's an
Yeah.
opportunity to be a coach, to
That's
coach
it.
and lead
That's it,
and
man.
teach and help other LOs grow their business.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Well, and let's talk about that because I also know, and then we'll get some closing thoughts.
okay.
I also know that this has been a dream for views for us. I remember sitting at a little spot in Clearwater, no, not Clear, Tampa, Florida, smoking a cigar.
Yeah.
And you were telling me what your dream was.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to become a branch manager because I want to be able to help more people, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't about I want to help myself. I want to help more people, and how can I help more people? I can actually, bring people in under me and show them how I do what I do, so they can become great at what they do, right?
Right.
And here you are, man. Taking those steps and leaping forward so that you can provide that service, to the people out there. So, congratulations for you to stepping up and saying, man, I'm gonna do what I believe in. And the other thing is, and guys, if you are watching in and you're wanting to know, well, how has Nate created the success? How many years? And I know you've been in it for a little longer, but how many years have you really been heavy into this retail thing and getting to the point where you're doing the kind of production numbers that you're doing today?
Almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So I've been in the business for 5.
That's it.
And the last 3.
But let's talk about the ones that really count, right? Because in the beginning, I know, you jumped into more one of those chop shop kind of things, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you had to figure out of the blue, because the market changed rapidly, how to build a retail market base.
Yeah. So
And you've done it masterfully,
Oh, that's just great coaches. I've met God's put some wonderful people in my life.
Yeah.
And in answering the need.
Yeah.
And because there's a lot I didn't know. I mean, there's a ton I didn't know. So I came out of the chop shop of refis during the refi boom.
I know.
You just go outside and yell your interest rate, and people would come to you. And so, but that disappeared. So there was a year there where I did nothing.
Yeah.
But
and I knew that. That's why I brought it up.
I did plenty of the wrong things.
Yeah.
And I had plenty of nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I got to figure this out. So that's when I did the coaching program.
You got coaching. Coach Rick. That's how you got it?
Yeah,
Coach
I met Coach Rick, the very first coaching event that I ever went to.
That's right.
At MMA, and then
we met.
then I met you.
Yep.
And anyway, we just so
I think the point
probably 2 years solid.
Yeah, that's exactly
leaning
that was
into it.
So the reason I ask you that is for the loan officers out there that are just getting started, that are maybe not where you want to be.
Yeah.
Join a coaching program, right? Join a team. Come work for Nate.
Yeah.
Have somebody who knows what they're doing show you the way, so that you in 2 years can be talking about building your brand to the next level like Nate is. And I like to end, because we talked about talking about people's journey, right? And giving some people some aspiration as to how they can achieve their goals. Yeah. And Nate, you've done it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You've done it. And I know you're not done.
That's true.
I know you're not done, but you've done it because I know where your production was.
Yeah.
And I know where it is. I know where your relationships started, 0, and where they are today. And man, hats off to you, my friend, for accomplishing what you've done in such a short period of time. And I know it was from passion and hard work, because I've seen you do it, man. But I do think we got to close this one out today. So what's the closing words, Nate? Anything you want to say to the folks out there?
The journey is worth it.
Yeah.
It is. The journey's worth it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to stick with. Yeah.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, when the folks out there want to find you, and if they've stuck it out this long, they're probably really interested in doing that.
Right.
How do they find you, brother? What's the best way to get in touch with Nate Carver?
Best way to get a hold of me, natecarver.com is my personal website.
Too easy.
Just
like it sounds.
Yeah.
NATECARVER. Right?
Yep. And that's all my links are right there.
There it is.
9728325761 is my number. You can call or text. But natecarver.com is the
There it
easiest
is,
way to
man.
get to everything that I do. Podcast, every bit of it. It's all right there.
All of it. Well, guys, if you're watching in, you saw it run across the bottom of the screen. If you're driving, don't wash. But when you get pulled over, look down in the description. You'll have all this information right there, so you don't have to remember it. But we know you're going to remember Nate, especially after that one, man. You know, brother. Again, thank you so much for your service inside and outside of the military. You know, you're out there saving people still today. And brother, I'm just proud to be sitting here side by side with you, man.
You too.
So,
Thank you.
You're a good friend. So, yeah. Great stuff, guys. Well, you know who we are, and keep coming back to meet Great Guests by Nate. I'm sure he'll be back on at some point in time. Go check out his podcast, Between Two Doors. It's definitely entertaining. You're going to meet some really inspiring people on that show as well. And make sure that you like, comment, share, follow, comment on his page. But until the next time, guys and gals, we will see you then.